The primevals need you. With Diablo dead and gone, the remaining lesser evils, Azmodan and Belial, seek to take sanctuary for themselves. A star has fallen and represents the end of days. A new hero must arise to face the oncoming danger. Will you choose to be a demon hunter and save the heavens, or choose a different class and hate life for a while?
Across the fields of eternity.
Evil is making a comeback, and Detective Decker Kane is on the case. The wise old man witnesses a falling star strike the very same spot where Diablo was struck down decades ago. This is where you come in. Upon arriving in town, you're asked to check out the crash site. As a new hero, how can you say no? The fallen star is soon revealed, and so begins your adventure. Another couple sentences could wrap up this Diablo 3 story. There's not much to see here. For a game so long in development, you'd expect a campaign that lasts longer than a rushed first-person shooter. The campaign ends up being just a few hours long, easily beatable in a single sitting. Additionally, the story is nothing to write home about. Not much thought went into the World Stone plot. After 4 short acts, the entire plot is wrapped up, and you're giving a congratulations screen with Diablo's girly face on it. Diablo 2 is widely considered the best dungeon crawler ever made. The sequel doesn't do it much justice, nor does it build off of it. There is mixed reaction as to what was expected from fans, but what was delivered was a better looking version of the previous game with some streamlined gameplay. For example, the game no longer requires consumables to identify an unknown item. You simply right-click on it. The rune system is modernized as well. On one hand, it's simple and quick to modify your skills, but on the other, it seems to lack any real depth. And that can be said about the gameplay in general. There are those who simply wanted a better looking Diablo 2. However, I expected much more considering that the countless Diablo clones do certain things better. For the most part, Diablo 3 plays it safe. There are no risks taken. It ends up being a by-the-numbers sort of dungeon crawler. Combat is still the clickety-click fest it's always been. You have your 4 skills mapped to the number keys, and potions are used by pressing the Q key. The standard top-down view returns with no improvements, making for more than a few cheap off-screen deaths. There's nothing that Diablo 3 does great, but it does everything well, or just good enough with a nice amount of polish. Perhaps the greatest offense this game makes is lack of preparation. Even with beta tests, there is much patching needed. As of this review, a patch to lessen the difficulty of Insane Mode has been announced. This is supposed to be a finished product, but it feels like the developers are still testing in some areas. The harder difficulties have had very little testing and make playing in some classes much more difficult than others. A demon hunter or mage will have a much easier time adjusting than a monk or barbarian, and the witch doctor seems to be a joke that less and less people make as you play the game. By the time you unlock Inferno mode, Diablo 3 becomes a game of chance. Your strategies change after Hell mode, and you'll have to rely on random drops hoping you get something worthwhile. The auction house helps, but at this time, they don't even have the real money auction house up. A lack of PvP also hinders the playability. There's nothing this game does badly, nor is there anything it excels at that other games couldn't do. Diablo 3 gets a B-.